And welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, episode 60. Alright. I am sorry about all the attention you're getting. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often, to too many people. I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. And I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place? Wow. Volko's plan, Gardenia's Grand Company, the Tornado, the first of the services, and the Elder Seeds here. Kanea-sana will deliver a address at Mikado's amphitheater. I mentioned at this point, due to organizational changes involved in assembling all the involved parties, the order service may change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make it in your first protocol. Next, you'll need to go to Flame General Robin Alden will be addressing the masses at the promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Linza. Sim Chief Admiral Milwerb both is and will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. The sentries of the and will admit you got all that. Off you go then. I hope you find the room suitably educational. The city states in my prescribed order, though, with your record of impeccable timing and luck, but may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. AK, you can go wherever you want to go. Jeez. Let's see. I mean, I'm probably gonna choose Ul'dah, because I like the Sultanate. Let's see. Let's see, 14. Grand Company. This is not really worth, but rarely, if ever, see people use it even that. It's the same chocobo items in their own respective colors and symbols. And it's really the lore, tree huggers, pirates, or whatever their more flames are. Desert zealots. Oh, that's not it. Do I even have... Oh, I do. Well, the one thing that I've unlocked in Gardenia is that one. Alright. Of course, I'll choose a different one. I'll choose, Linza Luminza in the PS4 version. Sadly, there's no, like, third version.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 seed seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
Not gonna speak, though.
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
But weren't you two on the, like, intro thing?
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea,
Just a dragon
we
thing?
rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano.
Can't turn the Empire,
proved
can I?
the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Wait, are you guys part of the Scions? You have the same little, like, ether device.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
XIV.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
There's no one else just closing their eyes in reverence, are there? I mean, let's pretend that's not because it helps my eyes a little bit.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs.
What says
For
bows?
serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
For
forest.
the elementals!
Right, see it. She just gets shot in the back of the head with an arrow.
If you'll permit me, Alfie no.
I feel I've seen
And
you
my
guys,
sister,
actually.
Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
You guys make me think of Nier Automata for some reason, even though I haven't actually played that game. Oh, 2B and 9S, yeah. That's probably why. He's unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. Still unquestionably more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, want to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, of peaceful nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, were in friendly terms with the Gudinians until recently, at least. As they've grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the same time, the time they summoned the primal Rama. The Gudinians have no love of war, consider open conflict the last resort. Though they do clash with the XIV more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. So they're yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it'll be before it is broken. Those will grievously wounded in calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. We're hopeful that restoring the wood, and therefore their power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes, yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Well, the Exo will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda, and an insatiable appetite for destruction. If the Gudinians like it or not, sooner or later they will come to all-out war, and when it does, Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them, then? Because, you know, why not? I'm terribly busy right now. I want to thank you not to bother me. Cobra, prestigious, okay, trim now repairs too. That they do. The device with a set of pristine carpentry tools. Did I put my... Oh, gods, I take it you from the guild too, then. This, Adele sent you with my tools? Ah, yes. I was actually just about to go and, it's so embarrassing. It's just I've been so focused on the task at hand. It's a miracle this empathy even survived the calamity. It was the Commoner's Guild that saved it, and piece by piece in rebuilding it. I had done to Guinea, I knew what I wanted to be. But gods, when they told me at first I was to come here. And then you bring my tools, you're new to the old Atrium too, right? Let's both work hard for the good of the guild, eh? Oh, and may the ones watch over you and keep you safe. Sure. Nah. Okay, well, I mean, it has to be an old anyways. I mean, I started here, so obviously I'm going to end it here. Well, not the video, of course. I wonder. No, you always start with Ifrit. And this guy gives a really good speech, which again, it's like I look up what's the best or whatever, and then you just read things.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimo herself!
And Roban as well.
Gladiator guy.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Hurrah! Brauban!
Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ur dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Naldal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
So happy.
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm.
Also, to be fair, I live in a desert, so
In Eorzea's darkest hour,
kind of.
on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people. Ya for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Raoban?
Her voice, though.
People of Ul'dah, I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
You know, my elements weren't ice, but ice and electricity.
Forsooth!
The time is
Forsooth.
now!
I fancy meeting you again.
She does not like me, I guess. I don't know. Well, Dons have a long history of conflict with the Amalja. These tribe that worships the primal Ifrit that you killed. No, it is to even counter them. Well, those do not shy from confrontation. If odds threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. Oh, have they dealt with Ifrit thus far? His flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems, though they may have been quiet these past 5 years. Guns have not gone away. No refugees can arrive in droves. There's no clear policy now to deal with them. Well, not even the Sultan's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. I wish I could help. Turning back to the subject of Ifrit, it has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. The use of the All and send the forces to smite the primal, and invariably siege victory is bought with blood, or attrition which they cannot well sustain. Mourners and the Immortal Flames of Eagles recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventure experience would be the most welcome addition to the ranks. I hope the Flame General's words struck a chord with you. Alright. Well, I mean, at this point I can just return. You wanna join? You know the members are really quick, the animals do give her a dress at any moment. Wait, how's this going to work though? Because they have just a tiny stateroom. I guess it's not going to be a stateroom, but I'm not familiar enough with upstairs. Oh, is she going to give it from like a balcony?
Galleons are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Or maybe she is going to give it in here.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond."
Hey, again.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say.
It's a Viking ship. It's a long ship on a... Yeah.
The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Gallian Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom, much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
Otherwise, you're not getting yelled at by other people.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go.
Oh yeah, I killed some of them.
These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
So I actually think I like that speech a little better, but I've already decided to do it on PS4.
Fancy meeting you again.
Yeah, I kind of really want to join the Empire now. I haven't known much interest in some means it's plagued by two beast tribes. The fish like Sagan worship as a primal Leviathan. Those don't mean they don't take the primal Titan for their god. The beast tribes weren't troublesome enough. The Garleans. The Jones erected fortress right in Wilmington's backyard. And that is to say, not of infernal strife. The empires know into the bloody feuds between various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, ends with their blades and watch. The means are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire. They must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside. Primal threat dealt with once and for all. At this end, I expect they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. More of the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched in a deeper shade of crimson ere long. A capable adventurer like you would be valuable in the crew is beyond question. Is that maybe like the remnant of the very original ship that they were talking about? Sorry from this Milfini. You well, I hope already correcting the final emergency servants is not concluded. When I go, you say, what a coincidence! Jesting aside, I trust you remember guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them in the waking sands. Will not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Because the biggest thing, though, is there is no third version of this game unless I want to consider... Well, I might end up considering... If I 100% this, and the PS4 version, I might consider doing... Because apparently the final... This is a Steam version, of course. Apparently the there is a Square Enix version, which is a little different. As in, apparently they got Heaven's Ward for free. I think I already have Heaven's Sword. This is gonna be Rude Awakening if I go, you know, like, yeah, let's go become Dark Knight, and it's like, oh wait, I don't actually have Heaven's Word. Why is there always 3 empires, though? It's always this one. Oh, but anyways, that's well over